can get Cave and end this ballgame. And a fly ball, right field, going over is Corbin Carroll. He's under it. He's got it. And the 2023 Arizona Diamondbacks are headed to the World Series for the second time in their 26-year history.
Tonight on Cronkite News, the Snakes defied all odds and punched a ticket to the World Series.
It's nice to see them advance and get into another World Series, which is very rare.
And I'm Tabitha Bland here at Chase Field, where I talk to a fan who's looking forward to celebrating his 100th birthday and hopefully a D-backs win.
And the House elects a new speaker. We have the reaction and the way Arizona representatives voted. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Aaron Gonzalez.
And I'm Alex DaCosta. Well, they have done it again. The Arizona Diamondbacks are embracing the chaos and headed to the World Series.
The Answerbacks, as we call them, beat the Philadelphia Phillies in 7 games and will now face the Texas Rangers.
We have team coverage from around the stadium. Our Trey Matthews will join us with a recap of the game, including what manager Torey Lovullo is saying.
But first, our Tabitha Bland spoke with some fans near the team store. And Tabitha, fans are excited. I hear tickets are going for a pretty penny.
Well, it's a little bit more than just a penny. I was here earlier and the last ticket was available for $1,100. Now, you know, the prices are not the only high numbers here today. Right in this spot, I spoke to a fan who is looking forward to celebrating his 100th birthday and hopefully a Diamondbacks win.
I'm a fan of the D-backs since they started.
Diamondbacks fan Alfred Sokolowski is celebrating his 100th birthday this year and has watched the Diamondbacks from the beginning.
It was so good for Phoenix because it drew people.
With so many fans, tickets are not so easy to come by. In fact, they're sold out. Some fans, like Linda Bauer, acted early.
We got tickets for the World. I waited until Monday morning and I went ahead and got online to the ticket master.
Her spirits were high, but so was the price tag.
And for 2 tickets, it was $663.
Like many other fans, Bauer has to make one stop before the series begins.
I did get my hat and I did get my t-shirt and I'm ready to go on Monday night.
She says the choices are limited.
I was really surprised there's not much World Series gear in there. There's just t-shirts and hats. I kind of expected more than that.
But that's not stopping D-backs fans from emptying their wallets at the team shop.
The World Series cap, of course, which was a big deal for me because I saw the Texas Ranger one, and when I saw that, I go, how awesome would that be to have the Arizona A on it? So I went and got that. And then my wife wanted the teal A with the teal around it, and then I got the shirt with the World Series thing too. So.
The stadium, merchandise, and team have changed over the years, but the fans remain the same.
It's just changed so much, but it's all for the good.
Now, tickets are sold out and merchandise at the team shop right behind me is selling out quick. So if you're planning on supporting the D-backs, you better act fast. Now, if you're trying to get to a game, it's looking like resale tickets might be your best option as of right now. From Chase Field, Tabitha Bland, Cronkite News.
Thanks, Tabitha. We will see Trey ahead in sports. Meanwhile, the social media trolling for the World Series matchup has already begun. The city of Phoenix and the city of Arlington getting in on the fun. Take a look. The official City of Arlington X account threw the first punch, challenging Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego to a friendly wager. The losing mayor has to wear the opposing team's jersey to a city council meeting and offer some of the city's best cuisine. The Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego responding on X that betting against the D-backs does not always go well. She said that if the D-backs happen to lose, some Pizzeria Bianco could be in order.
And the city of Phoenix will be celebrating for sure. Throughout the entire run, the city will be lighting up City Hall in Diamondbacks colors. This is what City Hall has looked like in the past.
In the excitement of the World Series return, don't forget to think before you buy tickets and book hotel rooms. The Arizona Attorney General is warning that major events bring major scams. Attorney General Chris Mays sent out a press release today with tips to avoid scammers. She urges consumers to only buy from trusted sources. Don't pay for tickets with cash, wire transfers, or gift cards. As she says, scammers often use payment methods that are hard to trace and recover. And if you think you've been a victim of consumer fraud, you can file a complaint on the Attorney General's website.
During a bipartisan elections commission meeting yesterday, Governor Katie Hobbs approved dozens of proposals made a bipartisan task force that are supposed to help with voting issues. Cronkite News reporter Sydney Whitty breaks down key factors for us. And Sydney, not everyone is happy about it.
Thanks, Aaron. That's right. Many of the proposals are getting criticized, as it's not clear if many of the proposals will actually benefit voters, election workers, or how state elections are run. I highlighted 4 major takeaways out of the 16 proposals. One proposal included extending the state's voter intimidation laws to cover harassment at ballot drop boxes. This stems from the 2020 election when armed men stood outside the ballot drop box in Mesa. Another included changing when voters can cast early ballots. They proposed allowing voters to cast ballots on the weekend before election. Currently, you cannot vote on the weekend unless it's an emergency. The task force proposed a law that could handle a potential 2024 election crisis connected to the state's new recount law. One possible solution was restoring the old recount law. And finally, the most daring of the proposals, including an automatic restoration of voting rights for felons after their release from prison. But all but one of the 16 proposals were approved by the governor's bipartisan election task force. Hobbs emphasized that she wants Arizonans to have an excellent voter experience. At the Google touchscreen, Sydney Whitty, Cronkite News.
The House now has a new speaker. Mike Johnson now holds the gavel. Alexandria Cullen is in our Washington bureau with how Arizona lawmakers voted.
Arizona lawmakers voted on party lines today as the House elected a new speaker, ending 3 weeks of what one representative called political paralysis and dysfunction in Congress. It also ended 3 weeks of GOP division that began with the ouster of then Speaker McCarthy, who was voted out by all Democrats and 8 conservative Republicans, including Representatives Andy Biggs and Eli Crane of Arizona. But Biggs and Crane joined all other Republicans in a 220 to 209 vote that made Republican Congressman Mike Johnson of Louisiana the new speaker. All Democrats voted for House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Many were like Arizona Democratic Congressman Raul Grijalva, who said in a statement that Johnson is cut from the same cloth as Donald Trump and unfit to be speaker. But Republican Congressman Juan Ciscomani from Tucson welcomed Johnson's election, saying it's time to get back to work, a phrase echoed by Johnson in remarks after his election. Johnson and the House will have to get back to work quickly to avoid another government shutdown. The current budget is set to expire in just 3 weeks, and Congress is being pressed for aid to Israel and Ukraine, a request that has been put on the back burner for 3 weeks. In Washington, Alexandria Cullen, Cronkite News.
We now turn to Gaza, where the war in the Middle East continues to cause devastating destruction. This is drone video. This is some of the latest footage coming out of the Middle East. The World Health Organization has warned that 12 of 35 hospitals in Gaza were not functional as of this morning because of fuel and medicine shortages, and several are well over capacity. In the scheduled meeting tomorrow, European leaders are expected to ask for a humanitarian pause of the war for supply deliveries. And back here in the U.S., Arizona Senator Mark Kelly called out Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville. The Alabama senator has been blocking Senate confirmations of military nominees. This includes nominees for the U.S. Central Command, which directs military operations with allies.
There are 12 members of CENTCOM of the United States military that have not been confirmed by the United States Senate because of one senator, Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama. We need to get these positions confirmed. If CENTCOM is not at its full strength, it hurts Israel and it helps Hamas.
Coming up next, getting the green light to drive a little faster. The new route that will allow you to rev your engine a little more.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
this is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage.
Against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news.
The bill also gives parents the ability to sue.
And entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication's Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
This is CN to Go. I'm Emily Olson with your Wednesday news briefing.
Do you want to create innovative content for Cronkite News? Do you enjoy listening to podcasts? Then CN to Go is for you. Cronkite News to Go is a podcast where students cover the latest headlines. Students become audio producers and hosts and will learn how to write, record, and edit stories. You can listen to the latest episodes on these platforms.
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Pales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Welcome back. A federal judge has fined former President Donald Trump $10,000 for violating a gag order. The gag order is in place during the former president's civil fraud trial. A judge implemented the order after Trump repeatedly talked about court staff on his social media platform, Truth Social. Today, Judge Arthur Engoron forced Trump to explain a comment he made regarding a partisan person in the courtroom. Trump insists that he was not referring to a law clerk, but rather Michael Cohen, who testified earlier this week.
Overseas, Hurricane Otis made a landfall in Mexico, marking the first ever Category 5 hurricane on record to hit the area. You can see some of the damage left after the storm made landfall Tuesday night. This is video from a hotel lobby in Acapulco, Mexico. The storm began as a tropical storm, but quickly intensified to Category 5, with one weather service saying it's the fastest strengthening storm on record. Mexico's president says there are no deaths so far. Here in the Valley, it looks like the 80-degree weather is here to stay. Jordy Fee Platt joins us from the Cronkite Weather Center.
Taking a look at our evening planner for tonight, look at these temperatures dropping below 80 degrees here this evening. It should be a spectacular night to hang out and enjoy, so make sure you spend some time outside if you can. We'll have a lot more where that came from coming up the rest of this fall and into the winter as we take a look at the low temperatures here in the state. If you're heading up to Flagstaff for the Grand Canyon, make sure you bring your winter jacket. We're below freezing, 30 degrees in Flagstaff, 29 degrees in the Grand Canyon, and 63 degrees is the low in Phoenix. That spectacular fall weather that everybody enjoys down here in the Valley. Looking at the high temperatures, 60 degrees in Flagstaff, 63 in the Grand Canyon, and we'll reach 86 degrees in Phoenix. But for most of the day, it'll stay in the 70s, and that's what we're looking for after such a scorching hot summer. Looking at the 8-day forecast, we'll have mid to high 80s, and those 60-degree temperatures really great for that morning commute and the opportunity to walk your dog as well. We'll need a jacket maybe or a sweatshirt next week. Temperatures dropping into the 50s. It's certainly happened very fast, as it always does here in Arizona, and it's a very exciting opportunity for all of us to enjoy that fall weather. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Jordy Fee Platt.
And if you are looking to enjoy the nice weather up north, you can now get there faster. Yesterday, the Arizona Department of Transportation announced it is increasing the speed limit of Interstate 17 in Phoenix. The 9-mile-long stretch between Peoria Avenue and the I-17 split will be raised from 55 to 65 miles per hour. According to ADOT, strong public support and an independent study were the driving factors of the change. The study included factors like traffic volume, the average speeds of motorists, and crash history. The study also found that the speed change works because most people drive around that speed and find it reasonable.
And Ryan Bunnell joins us next with sports. Ryan, big night for the D-backs.
That's right, Alex. Coming up on this special edition of the Cronkite Sports Report, we break down what this next World Series matchup means in the sports world.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
This is Sun City Garage.
to sports coverage,
Against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news,
The bill also gives parents the ability to sue.
and entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience
Nopales como este. Van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
and develop your skills with the latest technology.
Three, two, one. Cronkite News. Get real professional experience in areas such as reporting, broadcast editing, and behind-the-scenes production, such as technical director and audio.
Kill the mics.
Or go out in the field and cover important local stories
Learn and master the English language.
in a fun, welcoming atmosphere. Cronkite News. The future starts now.
Here at the Walter Cronkite School, students produce award-winning content that focuses on health disparities in underserved communities and how to turn things around. In Cronkite News and Cronkite Noticias, students cover stories that affect people of color, the LGBTQ+ community, people with disabilities, and others across the Southwest.
We highlight big problems that are often overlooked in communities that are underserved.
Those stories not only inform and educate people about the challenges, but we work hard to highlight potential solutions. In the Cronkite Agency, students work to connect with community members through social media campaigns in English and Spanish.
Being a Hispanic myself, it's nice to be able to give back to my own community.
Find more of our health coverage at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Good evening and welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Ryan Bunnell. The excitement continues as the Arizona Diamondbacks are heading to the World Series for the first time since 2001. The Snakes came into every postseason series as the underdogs, yet always found a way to answer back. And as the city prepares for yet another major sporting event, our Trey Matthews joins us from Chase Field to take us back through the crucial Game 7. How's it going out there, Trey?
The champagne was flowing in the D-backs locker room once again because they punched their ticket to the World Series for the first time in 22 years. It's been an incredible journey for the Snakes up to this point because they were the last National League team to secure a spot in the playoffs, and now they are 4 wins away from a title.
They fought us all series, and so to be able to finally put it away and, run towards that dog pile, just hell of a feeling.
It was an emotional Game 7 victory for the Diamondbacks in Philadelphia as they clinched a National League pennant for the first time since 2001 and will now compete for a title in the World Series. Rookie pitcher Brandon Pfaadt came up huge for the Snakes once again in the playoffs by pitching 4 solid innings with the bullpen led by Kevin Ginkel backing him up the rest of the way. Ginkel diffused any comeback attempt made by the Phillies late in the game.
Come into this environment and stand on a 4-2 lead, and we've done that several times down the stretch, not just in the playoffs. You know you've got a very capable bullpen. So the pieces were in place, and they started to take it over from there.
Ketel Marte was named NLCS MVP, batting .387 in the series, which included a walk-off single in the pivotal Game 3 matchup. He's currently on a 16-game hitting streak, and teammate Corbin Carroll had high praise for him.
Ketel, just special player. There was times this year where it was like, how do you even pitch this guy? And he's kind of back in that mode right now. It's special to watch.
The Diamondbacks are traveling straight from Philadelphia to Arlington tomorrow in preparation for Game 1 against the Rangers, but you can best believe that Chase Field will be rocking when the team returns on Monday for Game 3. They are 4 wins away from being 2023 champions. At Chase Field, Trey Matthews, Cronkite News.
The World Series schedule is set. The Texas Rangers will host the first 2 games in Arlington, and Games 3 and 4 will be in our backyard here at Chase Field. It's going to be quite an atmosphere in downtown with fans on both sides in attendance. Then, if necessary, Game 5 will also be in Phoenix, while a potential Game 6 and 7 would be back in Arlington. The Diamondbacks' run to the World Series is even more remarkable when you look at the odds. The Snakes are among the biggest underdogs to ever make it to the Fall Classic. And when you look at the numbers, Arizona's run is especially legendary for all the bettors out there. Check this out. Before the season started, the D-backs were plus 12,000 to win the World Series, which means if you had put $10 down, you are 4 Arizona wins away from $1,200. You also would have done well had you put money on the D-backs to win at the start of the playoffs. That came in at plus 2,200 odds. And as for a D-backs Rangers exact World Series matchup, BetMGM put those odds at the start of the season at plus 175,000, making this the second most unlikely matchup in World Series history. Switching gears to some hoops, the Phoenix Suns started the season off with a win on the road at Golden State, and they displayed strong performances on both sides of the ball. Devin Booker came on the scene hot and ready with the bucket and the foul. He scored 17 points in the first quarter. Booker also moved to 6th on the Suns' all-time assist list, but things started to get shaky. The Suns were up 15 at halftime, then down 6 by the end of the third quarter. They put up a fight in the fourth, though, outscoring the Warriors by 10 with help from all players. Yusuf Nurkic notched 14 rebounds, and 4 starters scored double figures. The Suns sealed it in clutch minutes, 108-104. The Arizona Coyotes were on the road to face the Los Angeles Kings, but couldn't pull out a win at the Kings' home opener, losing 6-3. The Kings have shown offensive dominance early in the season, scoring at least 5 goals in 4 of their first 6 games. Yotes head coach Andre Turney knew what his team was up against, but that doesn't seem to be an excuse for the lack of effort.
I did not like the second half of the first period. I think we were not as hard in our battle than we can be and as hard defensively. I think we knew we had a tough opponent because they play so good defensively, and I think our focus was maybe not at defending as good as it should have been.
That wraps up your Cronkite Sports Report, and stay tuned for more World Series coverage here on Cronkite News. I'm Ryan Bunnell in the newsroom. Aaron and Alex, back to you.
Coming up next, a giveaway of your wildest dreams.
The shirt ASU is giving away that will never go out of style. We are right back after this.
This is CN to Go. I'm Emily Olson with your Wednesday news briefing.
Do you want to create innovative content for Cronkite News? Do you enjoy listening to podcasts? Then CN to Go is for you. Cronkite News to Go is a podcast where students cover the latest headlines. Students become audio producers and hosts and will learn how to write, record, and edit stories. You can listen to the latest episodes on these platforms.
Ain't no time for imitation, ain't no time for playing. I'm just gonna do me.
Know what I'm saying?
Try to steer the trouble.
Where's the fun in that? You know how ladies can be.
I'ma do what I do.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Find out what's on Arizona PBS at azpbs.org/schedule.
Welcome back. Friday night is a big game for ASU volleyball. They will take on the Cal Bears in the Desert Financial Arena on Friday night.
And if the 21st ranked Sun Devils don't get you going, then maybe a free giveaway will. Students will get a free ASU shirt. It features designs of Sparky and a black and white montage. The shirt may look a little familiar to some. That is because Taylor Swift has a very similar shirt that she sells. And if you are a Swiftie, you will remember Taylor is set to release a re-recording of her album 1989 the same day. Alex, I have to ask, are you a Swiftie?
You know, Aaron, I love this question because I am a Swiftie through and through. Are you?
I am. I'm ready for the album. I'll be sure to listen to that, playing that all day, all night. So I'm excited for it.
We got to go get those shirts.
We have to.
Yeah. That's it for Cronkite News. Thanks for joining us.
And to see top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.